ونستغفره ونؤمن به ونتوكل عليه ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلله فلا هادي له ونشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له ونشهد أن سيدنا وحبيبنا وشفيعنا ومولانا محمدا عبده ورسوله أرسله بالحق بشيرا ونذيرا وداعيا إلى الله بإذنه وسراجا منيرا أما بعد فأعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم إن الصلاة تنهى عن الفحشاء والمنكر ولذكر الله أكبر والله يعلم ما تصنعون صدق الله العظيم. Most honorable ulama kiram, respected brothers and elders in Islam, all praise be to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and peace and salutations be on our master beloved Muhammad Mustafa sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Alhamdulillah, as we know that we in the month of Rajab, according to the historians, in the month of Rajab, the Mi'raj of Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam took place. Now, in the incident of Mi'raj, many things happened, but from that many, one we will pick and we will speak about today. That was the gift of Salah, which Allah's Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam was granted by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. To understand the value of Salah and the gift of Salah, it is sufficient to know that every other worship, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent Jibreel alayhi salatu wa salam on earth, and Jibreel alayhi salatu wa salam came with the law and the worship of Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Be it zakat, be it hajj, umrah, whatever it is, every worship was brought by Jibreel alayhi salatu wa salam to Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. But this gift of salah is such a bounty from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala called Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam to the heavens, and in the heavens he was being gifted with this gift of salah. So brothers, this salah of the worship of salah is such a great ibadah in Islam that Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said that salah in Islam is like the head in the body. If there is no body, there is no head, there is no body. Very same way, if there is no salah in our life, brothers, unfortunately there is no Islam. Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, when a young boy at the age of 7, encourage him to perform his salah. Encourage him to perform his salah. At the age of 10, when he reaches the age of 10, then if he misses his salah, then hit him at the age of 10, that he should perform his salah on time. Then Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam did not say at the age of 15 what he must do with him. When he reaches the age of bulugh, puberty, what should you do with him? Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam did not say. He said age of 7, encourage him, age of 10, if you don't perform his salah, hit him. Ulama explains because it's against a mu'min that he reaches the age of bulugh and he does not perform his salah. It is impossible. A Muslim and he does not perform his salah, it is impossible. If he is a Muslim, then definitely he will be performing his salah. So ulama explains, Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam spoke about the age of 10. Thereafter he did not speak about it. Because he knew that if a Muslim, if he is a true Muslim, he will perform his salah on time. So brothers, let us understand the value of salah. On one side is to perform our salah, and on the other side is to make our salah. Alhamdulillah, many of us do perform our salah. But did we ever think that did I make my salah? Is my salah capable to present before Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? That, oh Allah, this salah of mine is such. The entire salah, entire 2 rakats of Jummah, or entire 4 rakats of Asr was such in my life that from the time I said Allahu Akbar, then I said Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. It was only Allah, you and you, there was no one else in my heart and mind. Do we have that salah in our life? If we don't have, brothers, it is a great concern. I'm the age of 30, 40, 50, last 20 years, 30 years, I'm performing my salah, but I do not have one salah in my a'mal, in my book of deeds, which I can present before Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. There is something wrong in my Islam. There is something wrong in my salah. I have to rectify my salah. Today, we have to know that this is wrong in my house, this is wrong in my business. We try our level best to rectify it. We see the problem, where the problem is coming from. Why? Because we are concerned. Very same way, if my salah is not correct, why am I concerned? Because this is a worship that I'm standing before my Creator. And this will connect me with my Creator. This is connecting me to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So ulama explains before salah, before coming to the masjid, there are few etiquettes and few things, brothers, we have to remember. Then how can our salah be perfect? How can we put 100% dhyan and tawajjuh that Allah is watching? How can we try and perfect our salah? Number one, our salah starts with our wudu. That our wudu should be correct. Many times we are talking while making wudu and we do not know whether the sidam was washed correctly or not. And if the wudu is incomplete, then 100% the salah is incomplete. Number one, when we start our wudu, let us try and make miswak like this. Miswak is such a great sunnah of Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam that Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, whoever has a habit of using the miswak, at the time of his death, it will be easy for him to read the kalima la ilaha illallah Muhammad Rasulullah. And Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, whoever will read the kalima at the time of his death, Jannah becomes wajib. Means definitely is entering into Jannah. So by using miswak before making wudu, such a great virtue, Allah's Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam showed us. Let us not see the other benefits, scientifically what's good, what's good. We have to practice on every sunnah because my Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam practiced. Not because there is some other benefits or this benefit and that benefit. We have to see what Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam did, and this is his sunnah. So we are practicing because it is a sunnah, not because there is another benefit in this. So number one, let us use a miswak before making wudu. That's a wudu starts from there. While making wudu, every limb, try and wash it 3 times. This is also sunnah. There's one dua while making wudu. Allahumma firli dambi wa wasi'li fi dari wa barik li fi rizqi. Such a great dua of Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Oh Allah, forgive me my sins. Oh Allah, make my house accommodating. And oh Allah, grant barakah in my sustenance. Today we all are searching for this. Barakah in sustenance, good house. Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, while you making wudu, make this dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. With this conviction that definitely Allah will grant me. We are using all the means to get all this. Did we ever try the means which Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam showed us? So this dua, let us try and make, while making wudu. But when this will happen, while making wudu, we are not talking. No worldly talks. We are focusing how we making wudu. And make sure every limb is washed correctly. Our face, our hands, including the elbows, our masa of the head, and washing our leg, the toes. A person like me, it's a big pain. Now he just have to put his leg under the cap. Now that the space between the toes is there being dry. It is dry. Now because that is dry, wudu is incomplete. Let us make sure we put our finger in the toes and that place is also wet. Because if that is left dry, wudu is incomplete. So brothers, let us make sure, number one, our wudu is complete. After making wudu, what a great dua Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam taught us. What is the second kalima? Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah wa ashhadu anna Muhammadan abduhu wa rasuluh. Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, whoever after making wudu will read this kalima 3 times, the 8 doors of Jannah will open for him. Any one of them he wishes to enter from it, he will enter from it. What a great virtue from Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. But we are being deprived. Why? Because of no practice. And second dua he thought, Allahumma ja'alni min al-tawwabin. Allah make me among the repentance. Waj'alni min al-mutatahhirin. And make me among those who are clean and pure. This is a Mubarak dua of Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. After wudu, brothers, let us learn and read this dua and make this dua. One thing we should understand, it's not that this dua we can make some other time. We can make some other time. But the timing which Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam gave us, that at this time make this dua, that dua at that time got more effect than making some other time. Now after making wudu, remember to make wudu at the house and then coming to the masjid, it is more virtuous. We are not saying do not make wudu in the masjid, which if we can, it is more virtuous to make wudu at the house and then come to the masjid. Then if a person comes to the masjid, every step that he takes is being rewarded. Now that we enter the masjid, let us make sure we park our car correctly. Because many times a person, his car is not parked correctly. Now, of course, Muslims are coming out of the masjid because of that one person is blocking the way of many others. Now, he is performing his nafal salah in the masjid, and outside what he did, he is causing harm to the Muslim and causing harm to a Muslim son. So we are getting sin because we parked our car incorrectly in the parking, and we are performing our optional salah in the masjid. Let us try and understand Islam and practice Islam. So one is to stay away and not harm a Muslim brother. Let us park our car correctly when coming to the masjid. Because parking incorrectly, that is harming the Muslims. And then let us try and come early to the masjid. Not last minute. All this happens when a person will come last minute. In case if a person has to come last minute to the masjid, there is no parking. Park your car, but still after the salah, come on street and let us park somewhere else correctly and then come to the masjid and complete our nafil salah. Because a person now he comes last minute, he's there, he's reading his sunnah, completing his fard, everything, people outside are waiting. So brothers, number one, when we come to the masjid, let us park our car correctly. Number two, when we enter in the masjid, let us put our shoes in the shoe rack. Because many times a person does not place his shoe in the shoe rack. What happens? Some elderly uncle or someone missteps and then he falls. Now because of our one mistake, all the wrong is happening. Let us place our shoe in the shoe rack, all these etiquettes. And then when coming to the masjid, ulama says, let us not read the notice board, what is happening, open the phone, what's happening. Why? Because when we read all that, for example, this notice board, okay, so and so is getting married. Now we will say, when is the walima? Will he call me or not? In the salah, all this we are thinking about it. So when we come to the masjid, our mind must be off from everything. Let's not see our phone, switch it off, leave it in the house or in the car, then come to the masjid. Because now we're entering the court of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We're entering the house of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Then coming to the masjid, when we enter the masjid, enter with the right foot. And read this dua, Allahumma ftahli abwaab rahmatik. Oh Allah, open the doors of mercy. Not one door. Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, by reading this dua, not one door. Doors of mercy Allah will open. Allahumma ftahli, not baab rahmatik, abwaab rahmatik. Many doors of mercy Allah will open. But when this will happen, when we will focus that we are entering the masjid. While talking, there is no benefit. Right foot in the masjid, min dua of i'tikaf, nawaitu i'tikaf ma kuntu fil masjid. Oh Allah, till I am in the masjid, I make near of i'tikaf sunnah. Nothing i'tikaf in the masjid. Till we in the masjid will get the reward of i'tikaf also. Now that we in the masjid, azan is over in the masjid, let us perform our sunnah salah. Now, That's why when the fan is being off, when you off the fan, it takes 1 minute or two to slowly stand. When you say we come early to the masjid, we coming from the business, our mind is still there. But if we come early to the masjid, make our wudu, come in the masjid, perform our sunnah salah, slowly our mind will be in the masjid and in salah. Otherwise, coming last minute to the masjid, our mind is still outside. Where we came from, we start thinking what we did, and the entire salah is over. We not even know what the Imam Sahib read, and we were in salah. Salah is over. Brothers, that kind of salah, there is no benefit in that salah. The first will be over, but what benefit we supposed to get from that salah, we will never get. Why? Because we are not making an effort to make our salah. To make salah is very important. Only then we will recognize who Allah is. We are standing before our Creator. If we have to stand before someone in this world, a leader or someone, how we stand before him? For such adab, ihtiram, respect that this person is a great leader. I don't have to speak before him, not talk or joke before him. Now in the house of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, now we're talking to one another, we're speaking to one another, laughing in the masjid. What Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said? He said, coming in the masjid and waiting for salah is like you in salah. You getting the reward of salah while waiting for salah in the masjid. But at that time we are talking what Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said. He said, oh my Sahaba, the time between adhan and iqamah is a time of acceptance. So make dua to Allah. Sahaba asked, what dua should we make? He said, Salullah al-afiyata fi dunya wal akhirah. Ask Allah to give you ease in this world. In this world and the hereafter. Everybody should make this dua. Allahumma inni as'aluka al-afiyata fi dunya wal akhirah. Such a great dua and easy dua. Asking for ease in this world and the hereafter. But at that time, we are busy talking or chatting or doing something else. Brothers, when you come to the masjid, all these are ethicals we should do. Then we say, Allahu Akbar. Allah is the greatest. Then we see, inshallah, what effect our salah will have. And while performing our salah, while we in salah, let us learn the meaning of Surah Fatiha. What is the meaning of Surah Fatiha? Now we in ruku, Subhana Rabbi al-Azim. Purity belongs to my Creator who's lofty. Now when we see this in our ruku and we have this in our mind that Allah is the greatest, that salah, that ruku will have a different effect. Then coming up from ruku, ربنا لك الحمد حمدا كثيرا طيبا مباركا فيه. Nabi alayhi salam said, whoever will read this dua, coming up from ruku, ربنا لك الحمد حمدا كثيرا طيبا مباركا فيه. 30 angels they run to write the reward of this dua. What great reward is there? But because lack of learning and we are deprived of ourselves. And then now after salah, now in salah going to sajda, Subhana Rabbi al-A'la. Purity belongs to that Creator who is the most exalted. Now when we in sajda, Allah's Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said that the mu'min is the most closest to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala when he in sajda. But ask ourselves in sajda, where is our mind? Do we think that Allah is watching me and my Creator is before me? Why? Because before coming to the masjid, we did not follow the etiquettes how we're supposed to follow the etiquettes. So brothers, let us try and make our salah. One is to perform salah on its time. On its time, that's very important. But on the other side, to make our salah is also very important. And in salah, we know many times we think many things that for years we never thought about it outside salah. Shaitan comes, remember this, remember that, remember this, remember that. So a person is thinking, but all this I never thought outside salah. Now ulama explains a thought to come in mind while in salah is not a problem. The problem starts when we start playing with the thoughts. Something came in our mind while the salah is on. Just say Allah is watching you. Bring our dhyan back to salah. But then if we start playing with that thought, there is a problem. Like this entire salah will go, like this years and years have been passed, but not one salah we can present before Allah. One great scholar said, Sheikh said, he said, when I start my salah, it's like I see Baitullah in hand side is Jannah, on my left is Jahannam, and at the bottom I feel that the bridge of Sirat is under me, and the angel of death is behind me waiting. Like this, I am performing Salah for 30 years. So, brothers, let us try and make our salah. And in salah, help us. Allah is watching me. Inshallah, after this salah, we will see effect in our life. And then we will see the help of Allah subhanahu